What about mill it to powder and spread it over the earth like really, really thinly? Well, technically, that's a viable solution with any form of waste. Anything that we build or make, the materials that were used in that came from the earth. It was either grown or is mined or both. And so what we mine and what we grow, that comes from the earth. And if you grind it up really, really thinly and return it back to the earth, in principle, yeah, that would be entirely innocuous. Problem is that we kind of already did that with fossil fuel waste, with the carbon dioxide. Now that was an issue, but most other materials, it's going to not be a big deal. If it's organic, then it just goes back to the earth. If it was just some form of dirt, it just goes back to the earth. And if it's really, really thinly, then it, in principle, would just be a trace component. In the past, that's been typified by the statement or the claim, the solution to pollution is dilution. And the potential problem that you have with that is the potential for abuse. That if you start to say, well, now we're just going to incinerate everything and that's how we're going to deal with it, in principle you could, and then the incinerated waste is easier to deal with. Everything else has become carbon dioxide and water. And so in theory you could, right? Everything is radioactive, and if we put it through a nuclear reactor and make electricity with it and take that radioactivity and return it to the earth, it would be a trace quantity. It would be an arbitrarily small quantity compared to the natural radioactivity that's already there. Again, the potential issue with that is abuse. That you could have somebody that didn't follow the rules and allowed it to concentrate. Because like with any of the other materials, like hazardous waste, it's concentrated. And if it was really, really dilute, theoretically, then that could make it innocuous. Like, say, for example, lead. Lead is a ubiquitous element, and if you concentrate that, then that becomes toxic from the heavy metal perspective. And so those are the issues that you have there. If you wanted to dilute something, there's the various risks that go with that, but the scientific community largely is under the consensus that the best thing to do with spent nuclear fuel is a geological repository. With the caveat that we overwhelmingly, the vast majority of us would like to see recycling, to have a full sustainable recycling program with breeder reactors so we can actually turn the depleted uranium into electricity as well, and all of the minor actinides, and then you're just left with the fission products, which just makes the waste become almost infinitesimal relative to the amount of energy that you get from it. So I hope that shed some light on the topic. Thanks for the question. Hope everybody learned something and enjoy the video, and I hope you all have a very great day.